Most developments go through different pricing phases throughout the sales cycle. If buyers are able to understand this, they can potentially save few hundred thousands in their purchase. So in phase 1, developers' goal is usually to sell as many units as possible to create momentum in the market. You notice that prices are generally the lowest in this phase, and this is where early bird buyers often enter, like during the launch day, because developers want strong take-up rates to create market confidence. Then comes phase 2 once the project gains traction and more units are sold. Developers start adjusting prices upward gradually. At this stage, buyers are no longer just paying for the project itself. They are also paying for the growing market confidence and reduced remaining inventory. Finally, we enter phase 3. This is where transaction volumes are low because most of the units are already taken. Developers now hold strong pricing power due to the limited remaining supply, especially closer to TOP when buyers do not have to wait for a long time to move in. You notice that prices can jump quite sharply here, even though sales volume are low. This is why understanding which phase in a project it's currently in is extremely important, because two buyers entering into the same development at different phases can end up paying very different prices for similar units. So, take for example Treasure at Tampines. Due to the size of this project, over 2,200 units, its phase 1 is quite long. So you will see that prices hover around 1,300 plus PSF. Then at phase 2, prices start to increase to about 1,400 PSF. But there are still some units at the higher 1,300 PSF. So price increase is not that high yet, right? It's still not too late to buy at this phase. Then at phase 3, prices are above 1,400 PSF, and especially towards the end of the sales cycle closer to TOP, there's a big jump. If we look at the lowest PSF and the highest PSF transacted, it's a whopping 734 PSF difference. So let's see actual unit transactions. So in October 2019, buyer of 08119 bought at phase 1 1289 PSF, and this is unblocked view. And in 2021, its neighbor 2 floors above bought at phase 2 1339 PSF, and this is a difference of 52k. At that time, per floor jump for 3-bedroom is around 8 to 10k. So assuming 10k, 2 floors higher should be around 20k more. But this is 52k, so likely there has been a price increase already. And this is the difference between phase 1 and phase 2 pricing, which works out to be about 2.4% in this case. Then, in February 2022, buyer of 12120 bought the unit at 1703 PSF, and this is expressway phasing. This is phase 3 pricing at a less desirable phasing because there were less choices left with the remaining units. A difference of 364 PSF from phase 2 and 414 PSF from phase 1. Is it still safe to buy at phase 2 even after some price increase? Yes, as there are still choice units for selection and you will not be buying at the highest yet. And did you notice that 08119 exited in August 2023 at 1694 PSF, which is still lower than what the buyer at phase 3 bought at 1703 PSF. So this shows that by buying in phase 1 or phase 2 of the sales cycles, your exit is already protected by the buyer in phase 3. Let's see another example in this project. 0310, Pool View bought at phase 1 in July 2019 at 1319 PSF. 0243, Pool View bought at phase 2 about 6 months later, 1394 PSF, or 75k higher than phase 1. 0311, Bin Center Facing bought in February 2023 at 1584 PSF. This is 227K more than phase 2. So from here you can see again, if you buy at phase 3, you will pay more for a lousier phasing. So by entering at phase 1 or 2, you save 2 to 300K more than your neighbor at phase 3. Next case study, key residences. Phase 1 sold very well and fast. That's why the phase is much shorter. So you can see different projects will have different periods of phase 1, 2, 3. And for projects that are sold out or sold to more than 90% at launch, the phases can happen in the same day itself. Here you can see the picture very clearly. Simstack 27, 3-bedroom, phase 1, 2, 3 pricing. So phase 1, 1784 PSF, level 6, which is mid-floor. Phase 2, 1924 PSF, third floor, 3 floors lower. And phase 3 pricing, 2330 PSF, even lower floor at level 2. 397K more than phase 2 or 535K more than phase 1. So we are talking about the same stack, same facing and very small floor difference, but the price difference is up to more than 500K difference. Once you know these 3 phases of pricing, you can actually spot opportunities in existing launches that still have relatively good balance of units. So I've listed them here, and for those projects that are 98 or 99% sold, I've also indicated the number of remaining units left. As you can see, opportunities still exist in today's market, but each project behaves differently depending on its unique selling points, pricing strategies, and surrounding dynamics. If you need me to evaluate any particular project for you, you can reach out to me for a separate discussion and deep dive into each project. This is Belle Tan signing off. Let's catch up in the next episode.